welcome to the final lesson on the series on how to build a game using TypeScript and Three.js. In this video, I will show you how to create an enemy tank that moves, reacts to blocking objects, and can be destroyed. Like always, the source code for this lesson can be found on the video description. Before creating the enemy tank class, we will make some changes into the project. The first thing we need is to add resources, which in this case is just a set of new textures. The enemy tank will share the same model with the player and other enemies. We need to change the code to avoid all entities referencing the same mesh to avoid problems. For example, when an enemy tank gets destroyed, we need to dispose of the resources, and in this case, we do not want to dispose of the same model as the player. The change is very simple. We just clone the scene before getting the mesh needed. We also need to add a new entity type to identify enemies. Now that we have all the changes needed, we can start working on the enemy tank class. The properties for this class will be the life or hit points, the rotation, and the movement speed. In the constructor, we need to specify the type of entity, which is going to be the new enemy entity type we just created. We will also define a random starting rotation. The load method will be almost identical to the player tank one, so I'm going to copy it and replace the textures. It's time to work on the update method. The logic we will program is as follows. The tank will move on its current rotation. On every frame, it will check for possible collisions, and if one is found, we will pick a new rotation. To achieve the first part of the algorithm, we will calculate the movement using the current rotation. This is the same snippet we have used before. Before moving the enemy tank, we will create a new collider and check if the movement results in a collision. To do the collision checks, we will specify which objects we want to filter. For example, we are not counting bullets on this check. This is because we will implement the hit of enemies on the bullet class. The final part of the algorithm is to change the rotation if something is blocking the tank. If no collisions were found, we can move ahead and move the tank and update its collider. We will create a new method that allows us to do damage to the enemy. In this function, we will also check if the enemy hit points have reached 0, and we will create a bigger explosion if this happens. The final piece of code for this class is going to be the Dispose function. We will now update the bullet class. The piece of code we want to update is the collision check. If among the colliders there is an enemy entity, we will call its damage function. We are now ready to see this in action. On the game scene, we need to add a new instance of the enemy tank and try it. If we did everything correctly, we should see a red tank roaming around the map, and of course, we can go ahead and destroy it. With this lesson, I'm putting an end to this mini-series. Although the goal of these lessons is to show you how to create simple games on the web, the idea is for you to get a grip into this stack and use the knowledge in any way you like. By now, you should be able to change the code and create your own entities to do much more than a game. 3D can be used to enhance a site in many ways. This is all for now, and I want to thank you again for sticking around. I will start thinking on what to do next. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks again, and see you soon.